Welcome, folks! Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns! It is time for the last race of this semi-final matchup. It is time for Game 3 of Yoyocarina versus Xavi. And with me on commentary today is none other than Okishi. Oak, how are you today?
Yo, I'm doing amazing. How about you, Tobias?
Oh, I'm so hyped for this matchup, dude.
Dude, Game 3 already. We saw Game 2 yesterday, and they instantly. I'm just so proud that we were able to pull a restream.
Literally in the race room.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So today we've got the third matchup between these two. This is actually their third matchup overall. Like, this is the third time they've done a 1v1 together. Xavi took game 1. Yo-Yo took game 2. Now we're in the final here. The winner of this proceeds to the finals of Season 7. We're wrapping up the tournament, Tobias.
Yeah, we are wrapping up the tournament, and we're also determining if the finals are going to be entirely French-speaking, or if there's going to be a German in the mix. Because the other half of the bracket has culminated in a French-speaker versus French-speaker matchup. And yeah, we're going to find out if the same thing can be said of the finals.
Yeah, and those two, that would be the other semifinals match, which is Alexis versus Morsoleon. They're in a Game 3 as well. I don't think they've scheduled it yet, but it's going to the very end here.
Soon, TM. Soon is the answer. Anyway, our runners are just about to get started. I think we have like 45 seconds until they're going to kick off, so I'm going to kick us over to the race scene.
Yep, and let's talk about the settings today. We've got some similar settings to yesterday. We have Trials picked by Yo-Yo and Shop Sanity picked by Xavi. And I believe we have the One Chicken pick.
Yep, we do.
The Start as Adult from Yo-Yo. So those are going to be our settings.
That honestly feels like a bit of a waste of a pick, the Start as Adult one, but you know what? At least you have an immediate insight into what are your medallions going to be, and you get 4 good hints, hopefully, from the Temple of Time. So here we go, 10 seconds on the clock for them to start off.
All right.
We're starting with a light medallion and serenade, which is great for mobility. And here they go. Both of them not looking at the pedestal, going for the hints immediately, and then probably just going to do that first adult loop through Kakariko blind. We have Burning Kak is Epona, Haunted Wasteland is foolish, Shadow Trial protects Ganon's Tower, and Haunted Wasteland is still a foolish choice.
Yeah, with that, so we have trials on, meaning we're going to see 3 trials at the very end of the seed. Shadow Trial being one of those 3, you're going to need Hammer. You're going to need either a long shot in hover boots or a fire source, preferably the fire arrows in that case, to be able to do Shadow Trial. So those are some things, even if we don't need those items for our dungeons, we're probably going to be on the lookout for the end of the seed here. And also, Shadow Trial being one of those trials that do not require the Strength 3. The 2 trials that do require Strength 3 being Light Trial and Fire Trial. So we'll just have to wait and see what trials we get towards the end.
Yeah, but Strength 3 is one of the things that might end up being required, even though it's not required for dungeons. One of the other things could be Hammer for a water trial, because there's a rusted switch in there, and it is time to check shops. Kakariko with an incredible wealth of checks, and we get magic immediately available. So are bomb chews, a 5-pack of bomb chews available in the bazaar, while the potion shop in Kakariko had nothing much.
Yeah, 55 rupees for that magic, and it looks like just 5 bomb shoes, just under 100 rupees.
Or no, 30 rupees. It's actually really affordable for your first pack of explosives. Even though it's 5 bomb shoes, you can do some damage with that.
Just
speaking of,
right away.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so we're getting an explosive surrogate, at least for the adult part of the seed.
Oh, and Song of Storm's Frogs. So Frogs 1, we call it. Hordes of Strength upgrade, we're probably going to see that today.
All right, cool. So let's hope that Song of Storms isn't somewhere inconvenient, because it is very, very easy for that strength upgrade to end up being required with trials on.
Yeah, I can't wait until we see an Ocarina of Time hoards a Song of Storms. Which would just, that would be all she wrote for that one.
But first we start off with Zelda's Lullaby in the Windmill. That gives us some indication as to how this seed might go. Zelda's Lullaby gives us another check immediately on the in the graveyard. And Anju gives us nothing. So it looks like Yo-Yo is headed for Redead Grotto straight away, while Xavi is looking at Impas Cow first. Gets a wallet here. That makes Shop Sanity much more bearable.
Yeah. Yeah, that pretty much opens... I mean, we have the potential of seeing, you know, between 100 and 200 costing items, so that being able to get a wallet pretty early is very nice.
Absolutely. By the way, when I went past my fridge just now, I realized I still had one of the beers from SGL last year left, so I'm now enjoying a Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA. Good stuff, folks. Okay, 40 Scouts is nothing.
Yeah, I believe 50 is also
dead as well, so let's get that on the hint tracker.
Yeah, so far the only difference right now, which is understandable, only difference is doing that grotto, the Redead Grotto, with the hammer, which I can imagine you'll do at some point, but...
Remind me, which trial was immediately hinted on at
Shadow Trial.
Shadow Trial, there we go. Somehow I'm mistracking that.
Yeah, free wallet, free hammer. We have a magic immediately available. You get 5 bomb chews immediately available, which is kind of nice. I mean, only 30 rupees. I could imagine... Yeah, I could imagine you get the bomb chews and the magic before you leave Kakariko.
Ah, definitely.
You even leave Adult 1.
You take those along for the ride. The bomb... Oh, more bomb chews in the graveyard crate. You just... You get all the explosives in this seed. It's one of those seeds. Prost.
Oh, decent money from Dampe too. Yeah, 50 rupees there is going to make pretty much the first 2 items we've seen in the shops trivial.
Yeah, and there's a wealth of checks in market obviously waiting for us. There's the bazaar, there's the potion shop, and there is the bomb chew shop to be checked. And I can't imagine the runners waiting to see what the market shops have to offer very long.
Yeah, you get those 3, and then as child, you could just save quit once you're probably done with Lon Lon Ranch, and you'll get the Kokiri shop as well. Now would probably be a good time to put the phone on silent.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, Composer Grave is going to give us a song because of that Zelda's Lullaby. Let's see what we get. And it's Nocturne. Which just tells me one step closer for that Song of Storms to be on all dungeons.
Oh boy.
I'm calling it now. Just give it to us. You know we want it.
Do we though? I would like our runners to have fun.
This is a semifinals match, Game 3, Tobias. They've had enough fun. It's time for our fun.
Okay.
Yeah, with this opening and adult start, you're going to get a decent amount of items. I mean, you typically see this in a traditional setting where you start as an adult. You're going to do your typical cack and back, check your skulls. You're going to check. In this case, you get 2 shops. But one thing to note here is Yo-Yo is not going back for the magic or bomb chews, whereas it looks like Xavi is.
That is a choice for sure. So let's look at the medallions. We have Goma with the Forest Medallion, Phantom Ganon Fire Medallion, Volvagia the Water Medallion, Twin Rova with the Spirit, and King Dodongo with a Shadow Medallion. That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's not too bad actually.
No,
We
it's
have quite
not.
a few short dungeons in that list. So this. Can we get a prediction? You know what? For you, Vela, of course.
Yeah, so with our stones, we have Jabu, Water, and Shadow as our 3 stone dungeons. Honestly, not too bad. And as predicted, Xavi's going to grab that 5-pack of chews, grab the magic, and is walking out of here might actually go up trail.
Huh, well, someone's learned from his mistakes. Oh, a bomb bag! 200 double wallet rocked! Oh
Wow.
boy! Okay, so there's that bomb bag sitting in the market, but we need another wallet for that. And some rupee grinding. Nothing in the bazaar.
Okay, looks like it's just a stick on top of DC. You can tell the PTSD is hitting Xavi a little bit from yesterday's match.
Yeah, but this time around you have much more to do. With the bomb shoes, you can stop Link the Goron. You can have a look at the Goron City Maze. This is a much more reasonable play at this point to walk up the mountain and have a look around.
Yeah. Now, I could understand both runners doing what they're doing here. Yo-Yo probably thinking this early child is also going to just give you the knowledge of so many checks. I mean, going into 2 shops alone is 8 checks as is.
Yep, and probably, and at this point, Yo-Yo would want to do the bomb shoe shop checks as well, just to get that out of the way, to get that information.
Yeah.
I say, and then Yo-Yo walks straight out of the castle.
Well, it does need to be nighttime to check the bomb chew shop. So, without Sun Song and no prelude yet, he's probably just going to be hunting for his early songs to see what he could muster up. Yeah, with an early hammer though, Goron City is actually Goron City over into more than likely Minuet check or Sacred Forest Meadow as an adult to get that extra song early is pretty strong here. I also just realized we could go into the crater, go check Crater Fairy, go check Trail Fairy. We might also see a little crater loop.
Yeah, what we can do though is check the song. So
yeah,
Frox 2 is dead, by the way.
Darn, I was really hoping for a Frogs 2 seed today. Frogs
on
1
top of the Frogs 1.
Something. Yeah, just give it to us. Why not?
This man.
Come on, this is what we're here for, Tobias. You know it.
Help! I'm locked in this room with a sadistic talking tree. Shadow Trial still enabled.
Yep. Tobias jokes and all, but realistically, I'm locked in a room with Tobias, the bot banner.
Oh no. Anyway, hook shot in the Goron shop. That, by the way, he can get it right away. That gives him a song. That's great. By the way, that's awesome. And Horse, or rather Epona's song check. So Malon gives us Song of Time. I think you're farming the rupees here and just getting that hook shot straight away. That's too good to pass up.
Yeah, 2 extra songs in this adult one. You have potential to get Sun Song, you have potential to get Prelude, something to help you route things early, and just make everything smooth.
Mm-hmm. And there's a second wallet in the windmill here, so that gives us our bombs available as well. Just with the need to farm some more rupees.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? 285 or 255 rupees?
Yeah, 245 actually, but
245.
Yeah, so Shop's an absolute monster of a setting. By the way, also makes Xavi's play for Goron City even better, because obviously that is just 4 extra checks in adult Goron City that he can get straight away.
Yeah, and it looks like what Yo-Yo's doing is, after grabbing that wallet, instantly going to be filling up that rupee, filling up the wallet just to get the bomb bag so that you could route early child.
Yeah, again, super reasonable play. Both of them are just hunting their early items, the big 3, bomb bag, bow, and hookshot here. That give you so much mobility in early and mid game.
Yeah, it looks like we got Prelude in the crater, and it actually, that looks like a huge rupee and Rudo's letter.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Rudo's letter, but it was definitely a bottle. It looks like a huge rupee in the crater wall for sure, which is great, because Xavi just emptied his wallet and now he can fill it back up again. Chad agrees that it does look like a bottle.
I thought it was
definitely
sideways.
wasn't. No, it wasn't sideways. That one was standing up. Alright. Yo-Yo now with the bomb bag in hand, and is getting the castle hints. Probably trying to burn some time of day to check the bomb chew shop as well.
Yeah. Yeah, burning that time of day actually won't hurt here because your save quit is going to be in Kokiri Forest.
HBA is dead, or HBA 1500 anyway. And Yo-Yo is also checking that ferry here, which makes sense. You just bought a bomb bag.
Yes. Yeah, especially if you're burning time of day, this does not hurt you at all. You're still going to be able to do you could do,
Ooh, this is also really useful for Yo-Yo's routing, because that should bring them right in time for Dampe standard time.
Dampe standard
and there's
time.
eye drops. That's a great location for the eye drops, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. You don't even need the hint.
Bigoron's like, dude, I misplaced my eye drops. Here they are.
They're in your pocket. They were right there.
Literally just fell down the stairs there. Yeah. That sword is my finest work, he says, and gives us...
Be vanilla. Oh.
A heart piece.
Yeah, this routing for Yo-Yo is actually really nice here. You could do Bomb Chew Bowling. You could check the Bomb Chew shop. You could turn in Richard.
Yeah, one thing you can do is do Dampe and then go adult. You could chain that into a Valley Lake check though. I don't know if you do that.
Ooh,
and there's a slingshot from Richard. Not exactly super useful, but it's not nothing.
Oh, there's the Kokiri sword too.
Hello.
Rupees.
Yep, we're getting some more money because this is wanting to be picked up for sure. That's a medallion dungeon straight away, and another song, and a third of another song. Yeah, time to farm some money, the way Nintendo wanted us to. Just as intended.
Just enough to get that Kokiri sword. Yeah, Yo-Yo's route here is actually really nice because you get the Kokiri sword, you get the bomb bags. He has a slingshot, so you can do just about everything in Lost Woods minus the Skull Kid, and it just kind of maximizes his first child.
Yep. Though I would say Xavi is not going to be far behind. He is going to find that bomb bag in the shop, obviously, as well. He's going to find that wallet in the in London Ranch, and I think he might have the better setup here with a hookshot already in hand, and the Prelude as well, giving him more mobility. Water Trial is our second enabled trial.
That's very nice. That just means we're going to need a bottle and a hammer. So not too many. I mean, we already needed the hammer for the Shadow Trial, so we haven't really extended our items for our trials yet.
All right, nothing in the market bazaar for Xavi, and I think he's already seen the potion shop there, so he knows there's a bomb bag to be had very soon.
Oh, that's huge! A huge rupee for Yo-Yo from Dampe digging. That's
So
gonna,
helpful.
yeah, gonna make it super nice for his shop routing.
Still no sign of Summoner Storms, and we would like that strength upgrade probably.
Yeah, sooner rather than later. I mean, we do need to do Forest, so that hookshot gets us into Forest Temple. We get Song of Storms, and we get that strength. We're just looking for a bow from that point on.
By the way, if you want to extend the big 3 into big 4, the strength upgrade would probably be my pick for the 4th item in that group. These 4 together just open up the seat so much. Horseback archery bombs, yep, we've seen that. And safe warping to Link's house. So here we go. Don't forget about Mido's house.
Looks like he's just going to go do Deku and make it daytime, and then do all the checks from there.
Also a valid routing. He knows he can full clear the place, so why not?
But we get 2 useful hints. We haven't gotten a path hint yet.
Yeah,
And,
none.
Only one foolish hint, that being Haunted Wasteland.
30 is dead. That's a useful hint. So 20 skulls max.
One thing to note is Xavi is also going to be doing exactly what Yo-Yo just did, and going to be able to get the Kokiri sword, but not the bomb bag right away.
Water Temple is foolish. Ooh, that's big.
Yeah, that is a stone water foolish.
Yeah, we're not setting foot in there unless we have to do all dungeons. I mean, Water Temple is just 4 items, but it is so heavily diluted by keys that you can still spend a really good chunk of time in there.
Deku providing almost instantly.
With a bottle.
Well, we can do water trial.
Also, Xavi will know that he can get the bomb back as soon as it's daytime again, which implies, yeah, he can just do that as soon as he beats Deku Tree and completes his loop around Lost Woods afterwards, or like Kokiri Forest and Lost Woods. You know what I mean.
Same thing, pretty much. Alright, Deku Tree so far, 1 item. We've just gotten a bottle. And what's interesting to note is Yo-Yo not going for any heart chests so far. And we've seen some insane plays coming from Yo-Yo's side with the low HP that he tends to run around with.
Yeah, Yo-Yo is really, really impressively good at just managing 24 seconds of time in for example, Fire Temple or underwater, and really copes with that well. For example, just yesterday we saw him, I think, just about kill Volvagia in 24 seconds and still get the blue warp in time and the item. Really only lost that by a few frames. And fire arrows in Deku Tree.
Fire arrows are good. That's something that you're going to need for Shadow Trial, potentially.
Mm-hmm. We know where magic is, and Xavi already got it as well, whereas Yo-Yo just kept that for later. Also, another big chest in Deku Tree.
So far, Deku providing.
Deku provides a lot today, giving us Goron Tunic. I mean,
Okay.
Yo-Yo won't need to worry about beating Volvagia with 3 hearts in this time around.
All right, so far, yes, we've gotten a bottle, we've gotten Goron Tunic, and we've gotten the fire arrows.
Yeah, sure. All of them useful. Like,
yeah, you may
they're
not be
not.
thinking. You're probably thinking, well, it's not a hook shot, it's not a boomerang, it's not a strength, but those are all very useful support items.
Yeah, they have utility. They're not immediately unlocking huge chunks of the map for you, but they have a huge amount of utility.
All right, first med down. That is also the forest medallion, so we're gonna be able to get a song as soon as we go back adult for Yo-Yo.
I would assume Yo-Yo doesn't do that until completing the child loop around Lostwoods, though, and maybe even extends that into Goron City with the bombs in hand. He is picking up the heart piece from Goma, though.
Yeah, early Deku. We have bombs, so early Dodongo's Cavern. Very strong start. We have, potentially could do Fire Temple as well with
hello.
hammer.
Is that another bomb bag in the Kokiri shop?
Ooh.
That might be interesting for Xavi.
Yeah, if that one's way cheaper, then he's probably just going to pick bomb bag up here.
We'll see. Kokiri Sword gives us a heart piece. Or heart container.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's always welcome to see. So, with those 2 bomb bags and shops, we definitely have Dodongo's Cavern available as our second medallion dungeon. So this prediction might get resolved really soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mayo doesn't provide it today.
Potential. Well, the money's nice. And if Yo-Yo does decide to do Child Goron City, he's going to get paid out with a hook shot. He'll have definitely enough money for it.
Mm-hmm. The one disadvantage that Xavi has right now is that he didn't pick up the second wallet from London Ranch. So he is still not able to buy that bomb back in the market. Inside Ganon's castle is on the path to tower?
Okay,
Uh-oh.
So that could be string 3.
That is not a path that I want to see.
I guess in that case, you're just kind of hoping it's light arrows. We still don't know our last trial yet.
Mark the tower as well. Oh boy.
Well, it's not the Kokiri sword.
It's also not the bomb bag.
Yeah, it is not the bomb bag. What else have we seen in the market?
Nothing useful.
We saw a slingshot.
Potential? Yo-Yo is going to show us the 1 hard slingshot block check in this place. Let's see about that bomb bag.
Bomb tube bowling.
It's another 2 wallet locked one! Okay, yeah, okay. Alright, market the tower for slingshot to light arrows. Okay, that's easily resolved.
Well, that it's actually the slingshot path. That's insane.
Nice! Slingshot path item. I hate it, thanks.
So yeah, the strength 3 could just be in the tower.
Yes.
If our last one is a strength dungeon, or if our last trial requires strength 3, that is.
Oh, Slingshot is, as chat points out, Sling cannot be path to tower as well, because there's another Slingshot available in Kokiri's shop.
Oh, is there? Okay.
There
I didn't see
is.
that.
No, there was a Deku seed back in there. So there is still something in market. There is still something in market that is a path to tower.
Oh. Could it be... Oh, no.
Yeah, oh no is right.
Yeah, we don't have shadow or water required. It could be long shot or hovers, maybe?
Eventually. Water's a foolish dungeon as well, so if we don't need to do all dungeons today, that will wreak. Or even if we do need to do all dungeons today, that could just be... I mean, if it's a hook shot, we know what's up. We know it's all dungeons. Song of Storms is a strength upgrade. Yep, we knew that one already. Treasure Chest Game and Pose and Bombshoe Bowling is left in market, so that's gonna be interesting to see. Yo is for sure going to check that as soon as they get back to market.
Yeah, so far in market, we still have Big Pose left, we still have Bombshoe Bowling left, and we still have Treasure Chest Game.
And there's Sun Song and Sacred Forest Meadow and IGC still Path to Tower. That's the second copy of that hint. OGC is foolish.
Well, that's good to know. But that also might just tell us...
Ocarina of Time is Song of Storms! If we need a third strength upgrade, it's all dungeons!
Oh, this is probably in all dungeons.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on that, honestly. You just... at this point, I think you just assume that until proven otherwise. At least the seed tells you up front. Let's put it that way.
Well, now I really want to know what our last trial is.
Yeah.
I think Tobias rolled this seed, actually.
Randobot rolled this seed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Blaming this one on Randobot, okay.
Yep. I'm washing my hands of this one. Yeah, there's a strength on Frogs 1. Exactly, Mathemat. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we can glean. Honestly, if I hope that Yo-Yo gives us back of lake hints and gives us some more meat on this bone, honestly, because 2 paths to tower, I'm not comfortable with that. I would like some more information about the seed, please.
Child fishing not coming up with anything. Understandably, setting Scarecrow. This is pretty vital, especially in these settings. You don't know it when you have to do Fire Temple in potentially all dungeons. You want that Scarecrow song.
Yeah. Nothing to add to that. And that's a strength upgrade in the lake. We find a scale, we find some strength.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's Alright, that's 2 strengths that we know of.
Now, Xavi is going to get his second wallet in Lon Lon Ranch here. Is also going to get a horse. Oh, sorry, is also going to get his Song of Time. Because I think Epona is on Burning Cack today or something?
Yes. Yeah, Epona's on Burning Cack. We have Song of Time on the Epona check in Lon Lon.
But yeah, like if you get this information, I think both runners now know that A, there's a strength Song of Storms locked, and B, that Song of Storm is on OT. I think you're just mentally preparing for all dungeons. And you're not going to hesitate to go into stone dungeons. Fire Trial is our third, and that seals the deal.
Yep. So we do need Strength 3. It is a hard all-dungeon seed. We're going to need Long Shot for Fire Trial. We're going to need... Hover Boots would be really nice. I mean, we're going to have all items by the end of this game.
Yep, this is going to be Trekker percent. Settle in. We're going to be here for a while. Get your favorite beverage. Get some snacks. We have time. And Skull Mask Deku Theater is dead. Cool.
And refilling up on some Deku seeds. Alright, now is probably a good time for Yo-Yo to go and go back adult, but it looks like he really wants to be thorough in this Child 1. Knock out Valley Lake.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
With this kind of seed, you just don't want to miss anything.
I don't want to close my eyes, and I don't want to miss a thing. That's true. I'm going to be yelled at.
Yeah, so now that we know it's all dungeons for pretty much the strength in Frogs 1, our stone dungeons can be hinted to the tower because they do not open up Ganon's castle.
Yeah, they don't provide medallions because that's how the path layering works. Any item that is a path to a medallion dungeon, or a path to getting a medallion, cannot be path to tower. But any item that that goes beyond that, that is only required to get into Ganon's tower, and that includes everything required for the stone dungeons now, is a potential path here. We're going to see a lot of tower hints.
Yeah,
as far as I call... Oh, go ahead.
Just Xavi doing the thing and grabbing all the rupees he's gonna need to do as much in market that he can. Gonna get the bomb bags for 245. You want enough to be able to also do bomb shoe bowling.
Yep. So that's exactly what he has now. He has 245 plus 60. That's that should be enough. Bomb bag. And shoe bowling, because you know market is path to tower, so you're going to want to know what you can find here. He's also going to want to find a lens right quick. Not on shoe bowling 1.
Yeah, Yo-Yo's doing a pretty extended Child 1 to just clear as much as possible.
And I mean, if you didn't have confirmation already, there's all the confirmation you need. That is Din's Fire as your path item to tower the market.
Yep, that makes sense.
And yeah, I hate it. You rush any dungeon as you get items for them at this point.
Yeah, you know you're gonna need all of them. So even if you say you got the entire Shadow pack to do right now, you're probably gonna go and do Shadow because it's also super check dense and it's not foolish.
Yeah, ideally you want to prefer or claim check the bigger one is a piece of heart. You don't say, game. Ideally, if you can, you want to do dungeons first that you need to do entirely anyway. Like, for example, Forest Temple, you can't skip a single check. Shadow Temple, well, if you're lucky, you can skip the bag, but that's all of it. Whereas, for example, in Fire Temple or in Water Temple, you can potentially skip a lot of the dungeon if you find the boss key early.
I don't believe Xavi actually has the hint that Fire Trial is on, but with his current hints, he might be able to deduce that you need that Strength 3, so he probably knows that it's all dungeons.
Yeah, I would assume so. Again, if you know there's a strength on storms, if you know there's a strength storms locked and storms is on Arena of Time, you kind of just, I think you have to play towards that until proven otherwise. But for now, we're doing Fire Temple.
Yeah, this makes an abundance of sense here. You can knock this out early, potentially. I mean, the only way you could get locked out of here is if you need Pierre, because Xavi has not set Pierre, and if you need the bow. So Xavi is kind of hoping for an early boss key here.
And I think that's a gamble worth taking. You can always decide if you want to push forward after you're done with Big Lava Room, for example. What I wouldn't do at this point, if I was Xavi, is skip skulls. I would be pushing hard towards 20 skulls just to make sure I don't miss items just hidden there.
One thing I have noticed about him is he doesn't really go for skulls, and I mean, yesterday's match is it was a bit different, but in his other matches he doesn't really go for those skulls.
Yeah. If I'm allowed a bit of criticism, then that I would do that differently. I would go and pick up those skulls along the way, dude.
Yeah, with the knowledge that we have, I don't think that grabbing skulls is a bad idea. It is Rudo's letter on top of the volcano, by the way.
Well, shit. I stand corrected. Never gonna happen, Brot.
I love it, bro. Yes.
Never gonna happen.
I think I've been playing too much Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask Randomizer where all of them get hinted. It's just convenient.
Get over yourself, says Jax in chat. That's a bit aggressive, but not wrong. Anyway. On the other hand, as an arachnophobe, I sympathize. Anyway, let's have a look at what Fire Temple has to offer for Xavi. So far, nothing but a small key.
Yeah, first two hammerlock checks, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so these two checks need to be small keys, I think, to be able to progress further.
Small keys or potentially
boss key, yeah. And this is Yo-Yo's time to grab the magic meter. And no, at least behind that chew pack. Interesting. Oh well, no, not interesting. Yo-Yo does have the bomb back, like Xavi.
Yeah, now those 5 chews aren't as tempting, even though they're only 30 rupees. They do still serve a purpose, though. The hook shot was in the Goron City shop.
All right, 2 small keys. So we're climbing if you wanna. And Xavi chooses not to do that. Would like to do something else instead. I don't blame him, because at this point you're running the risk of, for example, not having Pierre set and a required item, or even just a required key being on Pierre. That would be a huge time waste. He doesn't have Ferora's Wind. So instead he's probably headed for Goron City, for Dodongo's Cavern, where Yo-Yo has also ended up.
Yeah, not having Pierre, not having a bow, you're just running too much of a risk of Bosky being a little bit too late for your liking. And especially in a seed like this, you kind of want to maybe full clear fire if you have that option. Like, if the game decides to give you the option of, well, we're going to give you a relatively early Bosky, I guess not towards the very end, you might still want to just finish out the rest of fire.
Yeah. Alright, and just like Yo-Yo a minute ahead of him, Xavi has ended up in Dodongo's Cavern.
So one thing to note, the reason why our runners don't have a shield, it's not because they don't want to go and buy a shield, but the shields also get randomized within the shop pool. They're still going to be in a shop, but it's not going to be in the normal shop that they're typically in. And even if you do find the shield, if you don't have enough money, then when do you go back? You're just kind of hoping to find the mirror shield, I guess, at this point.
But they do know that they need the mirror shield, so at some point that's going to turn up.
Alright, so far DC not providing. We've only got 4 more checks left in DC.
And there's a big chest, giving us the 3rd slingshot.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, at least we know where all 3 of them are. Or, if to go by the meme, 3 out of the 17 that seem to be in every OoTR seed.
I hear a different number every time. I've heard 27 before.
I'll stick with 17. Runners have a lot of mobility, by the way, with 4 of the 6 warp songs already collected.
Yeah, you still need to get the song in adult Sacred Forest Meadow. With that, man, I guess that's pretty much it for now, because we already got Prelude.
So Yo-Yo's earlier route to Lake Hylia is paying off, I think, a little bit soon, because Yo-Yo will be able to confirm Pierre, whereas I think Xavi never did that, like never did it as child. Which will give...
Is that Greg? It's Greg.
The green rupee of eternal glory, it has been found. And thus goeth extinct the Dodongos.
Yep. And that is going to be 3 medallions for Yo-Yo, just slightly before Xavi. So
I
those who
guess I have a
predicted
prediction to
Yo-Yo,
resolve. Yep.
congratulations.
It was dead even, by the way. This prediction was a dead heat. 155k to 155k. So y'all just doubled your points. Wow, that's rough Russian. Oak, are your co-op partners maybe trolling you a little bit?
Maybe a little bit. Yes, I've died to King Dodongo before. Yes, it might have been during a qualifier. Am I proud of it? Actually, kind of. Kind of.
I mean, it takes some skill.
My goal in life is to die to each boss, unironically. So it looks like after completing DC, Xavi doesn't have to do all this stuff in Goron City. So he's choosing to go up Zora's River here. Whereas Yo-Yo can just go do fire with only the risk of not having a bow.
Which honestly, that's just a calculable risk. If you're bow locked, you will notice, and at that point you will. Honestly, I don't know if Yo-Yo will want to go into fire without a bow. Xavi bailed after Big Lava Room without the bow.
Now, one thing to note is that Rudo's letter that's in the crater is available because of beams. You could do ice here. You could get another song. You could do some checks.
That's an interesting choice, I think. It's even logical. Well, no, it's not logical. I mean, no, it is. You have Bolero. It's in logic. You have everything you need to get that Rudo's letter, even logically. So yeah, go do ice. If you fight either Minuet or Requiem, that's going to be fantastic because it gets you another song, and then you have a lot of mobility and maybe even a few extra checks. Yeah. Target in the woods grants light arrows is a hinted check. Interesting.
Okay.
On a sometimes hint. Just to make damn sure runners wouldn't miss it.
So what Xavi's doing is a KZ skip without shield. What you could do, so what you're supposed to do when you're doing KZ skip is you do your jump slash to get lined up in position, but you need to hold shield so that it keeps you in that position. Otherwise, you actually kind of shuffle backwards a little bit and it pushes you off the position. If you don't have a shield, what you could do is what Xavi did and spam the nuts. If you spam the nuts, it will keep you in your position, and there you could set up your KZ skip like normal.
I did not know this trick, but that makes a lot of sense. It interrupts the step backwards as well. And mark it to Queen Goma as well. You don't say, game! Mayhaps that's for the Kokiri sword?
You know, that's just not the hint you want to see. You want to
No!
see a hint to anything else. Oh, that's the boomerang. That's Jabu completion. We can get the Ruto's letter. You can complete Jabu. You could also knock out the domain checks while you're there. And the domain shop.
Yeah, that's huge. That's really, really helpful. Domain shop also just makes the whole trip upriver as a child a lot more worth it. What the hell is down there in icy waters?
That
I couldn't see
like
a single thing.
Rupee.
Okay.
Now my eyes are not as great in my old age, but it's either a huge rupee or strength one, since we haven't seen a strength. But I'm fairly certain that was a huge rupee.
Well, that gold color is really ambivalent in that case. Yeah. I mean, we know there's a strength chilling in the bottom of the lake. But that's not exactly some... Sorry, I mean in lake as in on the Ruto's letter spot. But that's not exactly something you want to leave up to chance. So obviously Xavi... Yeah, Xavi and Yo-Yo will see this better than we can on the restream monitors. They have the entire size of their screens available for their games after all. But still.
I think that's only knowledge that Yo-Yo has as well. Yo-Yo has the knowledge of Fire Trial, and also the knowledge of the strength in Lake Hylia that's Zora skill locked.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so that is Minuet Vanilla. So now we're looking for that. I mean, we're not really looking for, but we do want to know where that Saria's song is that puts this into logic. What Yo-Yo's currently doing.
You want to know that, but honestly, do you particularly care?
Not really, no. I mean, it's either here in ice or it's crossing the wasteland.
Ravel, all dungeons is already confirmed for Summer Storms.
Yep, and it's going to be a hard required all dungeons, so buckle up.
I think that's third strength. I think we just saw a third strength here in Ice Cavern. Yes, indeedy.
Okay.
All right, so all three strength locations known.
Yeah, that does confirm that the we were a little hesitant on the huge rupee that was in icy waters, but that confirms that's what it is. And it does look like there is another big chest on the other side here. So we get 2 items.
For the price of admission into Ice Cavern, yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of big chests, though, Stalfos in early forest giving us a bow. All right. Well, I guess we're doing forest. French vanilla bow, and a lens for Xavi, which is super useful. Given that market is path to tower, you want to get those final market checks in.
Yeah, I think dipping in forest here is really not a bad idea. It's going to happen eventually.
Virgil in chat confirming that Rudos is indeed not on the volcano, that was a bottle.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's
Look,
sideways.
if there is someone tasked with identifying Rudo's letter these days, it is kind of me, for reasons.
Also, was that a lens in Ice Cavern as well?
Yeah, that was a lens in Ice Cavern. That was the big chest.
Nice. Okay.
Where are all three strengths located? We have one in Lake Hylia in the Rudo's Letter spot. We have one right here in Ice Cavern near the compass. And we have one on Frogs 1. Monchi? That's not nice. But that's very possibly the case. We're probably not going to see us even able to do all dungeons, like do the Ocarina of Time check before we head inside Ganon's castle for that Path to Tower item there. That's a good point. We have seen Strength 3, we have seen the light arrows.
I think it's more likely at this point that it's Longshot in Ganon's castle, because we don't know. There's more potential that fire requires hover boots than anything, whereas Longshot really just only cares about Water Temple and crossing and.
There's Saria's song for Xavi. Not bad, honestly.
For all we know, no, it can't be that. Never mind. Okay, so it looks like Xavi wasn't sure about the gold rupee underneath as well. And seeing that it's still gold guarantees that it is, in fact, a rupee and not a strength. Which we know that, but he doesn't know where the strength in Lake Hylia is yet.
By the way, happy 1 hour.
Already,
wow. Yeah. This flew by.
Yeah. Well, happy 1 hour, everybody. I'd like to take a minute to thank our volunteers and our runners today. Our runners being Yoyocarina on your left side and Xavi on your right side. This is game 3 of a 3-game matchup in the semifinals of Season 7 Standard Tournament. We are wrapping up the tournament very quickly here today, and today we're going to be able to figure out who the first finalist is to finish out the season. I'd like to take a second to thank our trackers, that being Tommeltalk and Palm. Thank you so much for being our rock, our stone, the people who keep us in line, so we actually know what we're doing and what we're talking about. Like to also thank the other person in the commentator booth, also the restreamer today, Tobias. Thank you for taking your time today to be here.
And I would like to thank Okishi for making sure I don't make a fool of myself in the commentator booth, because if I were alone in here, we would have negative view counts somehow. Anyway.
Yeah. I think I'm more likely to mess something up, I promise. If I haven't yet, I will, surely.
That's just stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking. So Xavi is buying a being. Is this going to confirm our Rudo's letter?
Xavi is going to have a look, for sure.
And I'm pretty sure it was sideways.
I'm getting conflicting information from trusted members of the community here. Okishi and Tofal are telling me that the bottle was sideways, whereas Virgil Dante 100 was telling me it's not. So we'll see who is trustworthy in just a little bit. But yeah, Xavi thinks it's sideways. So I am going to step away for just a second here.
Not a problem. One thing to note that in Zora's River here, Xavi did not do this check that Yo-Yo's currently doing. I'm not sure if Xavi planned on coming back out and grabbing this check or what, but actually skip this check and we'll see if it really matters. It's currently nothing, but is it a good hint? Spirit Temple to Twin Rova is an amazing hint. That's what we're looking for. Alright, it is Rudo's letter. Is this just going to be a rush to Zora's Domain for Xavi? It looks like it is. I mean, in this scenario, you want to be able to do as many dungeons as possible, as quick as possible. Yeah, the bottle was pretty sideways. It happens. Yeah, that was Spirit to Twin Rova. Yo-Yo's actually going to be the first in Zora's Domain. And we do have a shield for 165 rupees. Yo-Yo can buy it. Says whatever. There's a shield on the right side for 80 rupees, but that 165 one, that one's going to come with some extra benefits we just don't know about. It's the premium shield. It's okay. It was probably faster, maybe. Xavi's doing the thing of actually building up some money before going to Zora's Domain, just because you don't know what's going to be in that shop. We do know there's a premium shield, but I think Xavi might go for the cheaper one. That shop was sponsored by EA Games. Oh, the microtransactions in a 25-year-old game. Hey, if you have the money, go for it. Absolutely. Ooh, almost a 2 dive for Yo-Yo. That would have been pretty cool. It's about the economy. The economy's in shambles after Link spends twice as much on shields. Shields have gone up in price 100%. Looks like so far nothing. I mean, we do get a shield in Zora's Domain, which is cool.
All right. Every turn.
Oh my goodness!
I did hear there was a Spirit to Twin Rova, and there's a scale for our second strength. At least for Xavi, not for Yo-Yo.
Yeah, so there was actually a Hylian shield. There was 2 Hylian shields in the Zora's Domain shop. There was one on the right side for 80 rupees, and then there was one on the left side for 165, and Yo-Yo chose to go for the 165.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it.
Exactly.
I have no problem with people spending more money than they need to, so I can buy affordable shit.
Yeah, so that is a vanilla scale. That, I mean, Xavi doesn't have the knowledge of Strength 2 in Lake Hylia yet, but I assume getting that scale, you might want to just dip out there for a minute and just go do your check, or go check to see the item and maybe start setting Scarecrow. Okay, so Xavi does go for the 80 rupee. I mean, only has the money for it, but still.
Xavi chooses to be thrifty.
Yeah, and I think Pyra might be right here. Chaining Forest, then Fire, then possibly Ice into Jabu. Still needs the Boomerang, but if he ends up going Ice, then we'll find that Boomerang, as well as Strength 2 and Lens.
So the thing is, Yo-Yo will now just know and do know that Forest Temple can be completed and do it. Will Xavi go into Forest Temple without a bow?
I think once he sees the... Oh, man. I mean, you're gonna go and get that song anyway. Saria's song puts that song in the logic. You're gonna get your minuet as well. I think while you're there, you might as well dip and see what you can do.
The answer is all of it.
Yeah, once he gets that bow in there. Now, what's interesting as well is Yo-Yo can complete Forest and Fire, and can go get Opona's song from Burning Kakariko. So he could dip over to Spirit Temple, or even GTG for that matter.
But first, it seems like for Xavi, it is just an outright Jabu completion. Which tells us a lot about what he knows about this world, because for sure he wouldn't do Jabu on his own if he didn't know this was all dungeons.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's pretty much able to deduce with that Dinspire. With that Dinspire hinted in market for Path to the Tower, pretty much tells you that you're probably going to be doing everything here. So 4 keys pretty early in Forest Temple. We still have a couple of checks left. So there is potential for, you know, more items to be in Forest. Now, we did have a pretty, like, front-loaded... Well, it could only be front-loaded Forest yesterday. Yeah, so we have that Spirit Temple to Twin Rova, so we could just find... I mean, I guess it just has to be Mirror Shield inside of Spirit Temple, whether it be child or adult side. Could be the 4th slingshot. Dare it be even the 17th slingshot. The slingiest of shots. There's our final key. So we just got boss key and the rest are checks. Don't worry. Don't worry. Forest is almost done, I promise. Forest can't hurt you.
You don't look at forest, it can't hurt you. Do not see the forest. Do not see the forest. If you don't look at forest, it can't bite you.
If I look to the other side, I see Jabu, which is the forest of child dungeons.
I got nothing. I got nothing to counter that.
Oh, okay. We get something. This gives us information. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Is that bow locked?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. No, it just barely isn't.
This
was
trying to
blue
think of where
bow.
the keys are. Was there a key on the eye switch? Oh no.
No, wait, it's
Well,
bow locked.
the
It's the blue Poe. The blue Poe is bow locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely forget about that. Drew's like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Well, Drew can go... I don't know. Do something unpleasant. I don't want to actually curse out Drew. Drew can go Drew himself. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. Boss key.
Love you, Drew.
Worse than death.
Okay, to not have this devolve into too much inside baseball, let's return to our seed. Xavi has has moved Rudo to the top floor, has completed all the checks on the top floor, and is now on the way down to Big Octo.
Yep, that's definitely a Kokiri Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
And if I dislike anything more than Jabu, I dislike a stone Jabu.
I mean, that can only be topped by a stone Jabu that has nothing useful in it.
Well, that looks like it's coming to fruition as well.
Yep.
Unless Baronade
Morpha is anything. Baronade is anything, yeah.
Yeah, Morpha too. Even though we know Morpha's not going to have nothing. I mean, at least Forest had something for you. That being a bow and a bowlock bow.
Yep.
Then we could get to something more exciting like Fire Temple. Yeah. With the Goron Tunic. Let's see. Yeah, so far it looks like Ice really giving us a strength, giving us the boomerang and the Lens of Truth. I mean, at least you get Saria's Song to do 2 more checks.
Oh, lost the lock there on Zero Cycle, but got it back. That was such a great Phantom Ganon fight.
Yeah, clean nonetheless, and very swaggy.
Mm-hmm.
Our runners pretty much finishing their dungeons same exact time. Yeah, nothing in Jabu. But this is a nice play. So I was curious if Xavi was going to do this, taking that scale and just walking out of here. So that way you can at least get the...
Pardon me.
That way you could at least... he's going to get Strength 2 here, which is nice. But Yo-Yo's going to be going into fire. Now it's time to see where exactly that boss key in fire is. No, definitely not under the doormat. We know it's not in the first 5 checks. Xavi did the first 5 checks and got 3 keys. Now that is 14 tokens for Yo-Yo, and Xavi did pick up 10 tokens in Jabu. The last goal that Xavi picked up was number 10. So actually grabbing skulls, which again we decided in this seed, it should be kind of beneficial to you.
Yeah, I mean, as you're passing by skulls, that was kind of my point.
Yeah. Yeah, we do know that Spirit has the mirror. Yo-Yo's probably going to be able to get over to GTG and Spirit much faster. having already completed Forest. So the completion of Fire is going to give us the opponent's song, so you could dip on over there. You probably dip into GTG beforehand. He doesn't know where that other strength is, which is in Ice. And GTG at this point seems like it might provide a little bit more for him, but we'll just have to wait and see.
So, hate to say it, but it's a Forest Temple versus a Japu in terms of dungeon progression here, and I think a Forest Temple takes slightly longer.
Yeah, it's usually around 13 to 14 minutes, depending on what kind of checks you can do and skip, which is really just the early ones sometimes. I mean, being able to peek your items definitely has its benefits.
Yeah, so where was Yo-Yo's first bow is asked in chat. In Forest, as was Yo-Yo's second bow.
Yeah, Yo-Yo being able to get done a decent amount of progression, just knocking dungeon out left and right. Xavi's just trying to clear up some child checks. Doesn't have that bow, so doesn't want to rush Forest at the moment. But it's currently in logic, and I mean, to us, we have the knowledge of the bow, so we know that it's a good play, but...
Yeah, so there's one bow that's not in Forest Temple, but it could be otherwise bow locked. This game might want us to dip into Forest Temple for our first logical bow here. Which is just annoying, because, yeah, you're not incentivized exactly to go to Forest Temple until you have the kit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with that Song of Time, though, you could get into the courtyard, or if you find a key early, you can dip over to the courtyard with that strength. Oh, there's the boss key right on top of the maze. So there is potential to get bow locked still in Fire. I mean, Yo-Yo has the bow, but that's one scary part about Fire, is you could get to pretty much towards the end of the dungeon here and, oh, you do need a bow, you know? But, doesn't matter, because there's a key right here. Not bow locked. We don't know what's on Pierre yet, but Yo-Yo did set Pierre, so if he chooses to go further, which he more than likely might, just to have that clear head of not having to go back into Fire when you're looking for items. There's another key there. So there's only going to be... Well, no, there's going to be 2 more keys left in Fire. Oh, it looks like Yo-Yo's just going to dip out, not do any more checks and fire. After all, he does have some progression to do. We've seen insane Volvagia fights from Yo-Yo in the past 2 races he's done, but today, he gets to take it easy. He gets the little break, he has the Goron Tunic, he can just do a normal Volvagia. You don't have to worry about any crazy timers, no 4-heart Volvagia. Kyrie, it is all dungeons for Song of Storms with a Strength 3 hinted on Frogs in the Storm. We need to do Fire Trial, so that's where our 3rd strength is hard requiring. Alright, nice and clean Volvagia. This will be a fire completion and a burning cack check afterwards for Yo-Yo. More bomb chews on top of the lab roof. And where's Xavi going? This might just be the forest dip.
That would be very much in his favor.
Yeah. Getting that bow, and then after completing forest, can head on over to fire and complete it.
Yeah, and then he can basically just dip into spirit to get his mirror shield there, and I mean his seed is on rails now actually.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling pretty good about that. Now we have that knowledge of where strength 2 is, and so does Xavi, but Yo-Yo doesn't, because Yo-Yo hasn't gone ice yet. And once Yo-Yo can deduce that it's only Saria's song in ice, he might not be more willing to head over to Ice Cavern, but we'll see here. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna focus on Epona's.
I guess we're going Shadow.
Not what I expected, but I can appreciate this. Doing a quick dip.
Quick dip. First to a Shadow aren't exactly a time loss, so sure.
Yeah, 2 quick checks. It's progression. And this is a force dip in this for Xavi. He doesn't know this, but we know he's going to get a bow and be able to complete forest. Yeah, I guess that does mean that Requiem is vanilla here, doesn't it? Which means that if Yo-Yo does decide to cross over using Epona's, he's going to get Requiem, and he's probably going to be forced, knowing that Spirit Temple is path to Twin Robot, he's going to be forced to go in Spirit Temple as child only. And once he finds, if the Mirror Shield is on child side, then
well,
he's still missing the strength too, but
yeah, that Requiem can't be far though. with forest and fire completed, and I think that is definitely where Xavi is headed here. He has every opportunity to get Requiem. Like, literally.
Right, nice opponents get. Super hard to do, I promise.
There's a Pona for Yo-Yo. Looks like Yo-Yo might be headed for GG here.
Yeah, probably knock out big pose while you're over here.
Yep. And as you said it, Yo-Yo drinks the blue potion.
Narrowly getting the big po. That's not so easy. We do have a market is path to tower, though we're pretty sure that we've gotten it resolved by now. But you know, there still could be something here.
Yeah, you don't want to leave a path check behind when you're in the area anyway, but it's just nuts.
And now all that's left in the market is treasure chest game. Now, we've seen Forest on Yo-Yo's side. We know that Xavi's going to get another bow, and that's pretty much it. So Yo-Yo is going to be doing some new checks for us. All right, Tech Grotto, what you got? And it's a purple
money.
Oh. Okay, I guess. Okay. Do a couple of
shoot the sun check real quick.
Yeah, knock that out. I don't know if he did lake checks. I know he set Scarecrow song, or at least I'm pretty sure he did.
Blanca wood.
So is a shield really just like wood with metal plastered on front of it?
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, this is Yo-Yo setting Scarecrow song. Oh, I thought he already had. So it was a little bit of a risk going into Fire Temple for Yo-Yo. Just a little bit, but we know that you can get the boss key. We have seen adult fishing. We know that it's nothing. I'm pretty sure just a piece of heart. But yeah, that makes sense as to why Yo-Yo didn't go any further into fire, because you don't want to one-off skip Pierre. just in case you do find 2 other keys in Deep Fire and you know that Pierre has to have an item. We don't know that, I'm just speculating. Yep, so child fishing, adult fishing, the lab dive, the heart piece that's on top of the lab roof, shoot the sun, and the vanilla Rudo's letter spot, or I don't actually know what to call that. Those are all lake checks. It's just bomb shoes up here.
Still you will take those along.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, where's a pair of iron boots, actually?
Goron City to Phantom Ganon. That's going to be our hook shot.
Yep.
So I would say the only useful hint that we've really gotten for our medallions is that Spirit Temple to Twinrova, which only Yo-Yo knows, but I can imagine after getting Epona's song, Xavi probably heads in that direction as well.
Yeah, we'll probably stop over in GTG first, but I don't imagine him avoiding a Spirit Temple dip.
No. We do know that 1500 on horseback archery is dead, so we don't have to worry about that. So if you end up doing horseback archery, you just need the 1000. Make it as quick as possible. Yeah, Yo-Yo cannot dip Spirit Temple at the moment, which is good to know, but you're gonna get Vanilla Requiem, so you could go Child Spirit Temple and hope to find a key or potentially an item that could be used along that path. Preferably the Mirror Shield in this instance, but could be anything. It is a little... Nobody's necessarily ahead at the moment, but I can tell you who has what over whom. So Xavi has a... Pretty much, Xavi went to Ice Cavern, which netted him a Strength, a Lens, and a Boomerang, along with Saria's Song, but Saria's Song doesn't really unlock anything other than logical forest completion and your bow. But you could do that out of logic by doing Mito Skip. And Yo-Yo Rush Progression, which gave him the bow, and he's already completed Forest, he's already completed Fire, and having the Forest, Fire, and Water medallions in hand was able to turn in those medallions for the Epona's song on Burning Kakariko, which is why Yo-Yo's over here in GTG area, or the Gerudo Fortress area, doing checks right now. Yeah, crossing over to Spirit Temple is not going to hurt you in any way because that Vanilla Requiem. So we're going to see 1000. Solid 1220. Knows he doesn't need 1500. And it's Nehru's Love. Wonderful. If only it were to be Faurora's Wind. Faurora's Wind would be really nice here, so you could leave it in GTG since you don't have all the items to do all of the checks in GTG yet. It's the Din's Blue Fire. If only that were a thing. Looks like a small chest on top of Gerudo Fortress. Nothing too crazy. Dip into GTG is completely understandable. You're still looking for items. He's hoping to find Strength 2 along the way here, or even a Mirror Shield. But he does know that Spirit has to have something for his Spirit Temple. So, just hoping to get paid out. Oh, big chest.
Speaking of getting paid out. Oh, okay, double magic.
It's something.
It's worth exactly 30 rupees. This container of magic.
Yeah, so the way the paths work, we have two separate paths in this seed here because we have trials are on. So that means our runners, when they get to Ganon's castle, they're going to have to complete 3 trials, which we know are Shadow Trial, Water Trial, and Fire Trial, given by the hints on the hint stones that we've seen. So our runners are not only going to need the items to complete their medallions, they're going to need the items to complete those trials. Now, we know that our runners are going to need Strength 3, Long Shot for Fire Trial. They're going to need potentially Long Shot and a Fire Source, or Long Shot and Hover Boots and a Hammer for Shadow. You could do Shadow in a couple of different ways. But those are some of the items that you're going to be needing. And then for Water Trial, you're going to need a bottle and a hammer. That's pretty much all you need. So with that being said, we have hints to our medallion dungeons. So if you see a hint like Spirit Temple is the path to Twin Rova, you know that Spirit Temple is going to have an item. Not necessarily that is for Spirit Temple, but it could be an item that eventually leads to an item you'll need to complete Spirit Temple. We also had a hint where Market is path to Queen Goma. So in the market, we had the Kokiri sword, and that opened up Deku Tree. It opened up Deku Tree so that you could complete and defeat Queen Goma. Now we also have tower hints where we had Market is path to the tower. What that means is there's an item in the market that is going to successfully, or it could lead to another item, but could be an item as well that could open up the way to Ganon's Tower via completion of the trials that are given. And that was a really quick kill on those Stalfos there.
Yeah, the spin attack at the end really sold it. That was impressive, actually.
Has the big Goron sword too. Just recently got it in GTG.
Doesn't use it.
Yeah, that's funny to note. Spirit Temple has the vanilla medallion. Requiem is vanilla. And if Spirit if Spirit ends up having our Mirror Shield, might have a vanilla Mirror Shield.
Ooh,
It's all speculation.
I am not a fan of vanilla mirror shield, but there will be a mirror shield in Spirit Temple. I am pretty certain of that at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple of items that could eventually lead us to another item at this point. We could find gold scale, which might open up lab dive. We could find the hover boots or the iron boots, which opens up water temple, or probably not iron boots, let's be honest, because water is foolish. So it could be the hover boots, which will eventually lead towards more in Shadow Temple. But yeah, so far nothing in GTG with the current items that Yo-Yo has. I mean, big Goron Sword though.
The Goron Sword indeed. It's a 30-minute time save.
Yeah, Upper Fire does exist. I don't remember if Xavi confirmed Scarecrow Song.
I don't think he did.
Jack said he did.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't mind a completion of Fire, just get an idea of where your keys and items are. Oh, yeah. Looks like he did. We have not seen Treasure Chest game yet. Only Xavi has the lens at the moment, which was an ice cavern. So the only problem is hover boots or long shot has to be available here because we need them to cross logically. So it could be that hover boots or long shot is in the back of GTG. Too many acronyms. I'm sorry. Gerudo Training Grounds. GTG is Gerudo Training Grounds, which is where Yoyocarina was just at. TCG is Treasure Chest Game. It's the Treasure Chest mini game in Market. Yeah, if you're not sure what we're talking about, please ask in chat, and we will do our absolute best to break everything down for you. I know when I was first learning, I was like, TCG, what is that? GTG, I've never heard of that. Even when somebody told me what Gerudo Training Grounds was, I was like, I've never seen that in my life.
It's the DLC dungeon.
Exactly.
There's a boss key chest, and that does look like Xavi is not interested in checking out Upper Fire.
He did see... so the fire shortcut was not a key, and Pierre was not a key. So there's 2 keys left. I don't remember if Volvagia had a key or not. What this might be for Yo-Yo, this might be a child dip into spirit for Yo-Yo, which makes more than abundance of sense, knowing that he has that knowledge of Spirit Temple as path to Twinrova. He doesn't know where that Strength 2 is at the moment, so he might be thinking Strength 2 could be in Child side. All right, so this is going to be a fire completion for Xavi. Probably going to go take that Epona's and run with it. All right, Child Spirit, what do you got for us? Is this going to be the answer?
I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be either.
I think a spirit is entirely adult beatable. Oh,
Okay, we
might
got
have a
key.
logical key.
Link crouching with the with the Highland shield is just so funny to me.
Another bomb bag on Volvagia.
Yep, so that's all 3 bomb bags. I'm pretty sure we saw that earlier. I just never took note of it.
Yep, same here.
Alright, Child Spirit, we get 2, 3, 4 more checks in Child Spirit. We know that there's either a small key or just a brown chest on top of the hand on Child Climb.
Mm-hmm.
And another key in here. We did see archery on Yo-Yo's side. Okay, yeah. Stone of Agony. Oh, there's the big chest.
Is that going to be the mirror shield? I think it can be a lot else. Yoyo's missing
That's
strength.
shield.
Yeah. Yoyo's missing strength 3 is an ice cavern. As was foretold by the gods.
Yeah, so as of right now, Xavi is currently up a Jabu. Going ice also nets you a boomerang. So you could complete Jabu. With all dungeons, having that Jabu already knocked out is kind of nice, because now you just have to worry about water and shadow.
Yeah, and water you can most likely go mode. I mean, you can definitely go mode, and shadow you can almost certainly go mode, because at this point you're going to have everything that you need. Right, and it looks like after a brief fight with a big Poe, Xavi will be on the way to Gerudo training grounds, or rather to the Gerudo area as well.
Xavi trying to catch the big bow in the bottle, and that's just not how it works. You have to talk to it. Why is it all dungeons? We need to complete the 3 stone dungeons to get the Song of Storms, because we have a hinted strength on the frogs in the storm check in Zor's River, where you just play Song of Storms to the frogs. And we do need strength 3 for Fire Trial. Fire Trial being blocking our way to Ganon at the very end of the game. So this might be an ice play for Yo-Yo. It's looking like that's where he's going. Not too much left in this area. And now this is where we're going to see our runners converge. Right after Yo-Yo finishes Ice and Xavi finishes GTG. Now we could just see the hover boots or long shot in GTG, and Xavi's going to be able to complete most of GTG other than the... we're not going to see the toilet, but he might be able to deduce if there's a key or not in the toilet. We have not seen 20 Skulls. A couple of things we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Composer Grave. We've seen the song, but neither of our runners have checked the item.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to that.
Yo-Yo did the Composer Torches? Did he? Xavi did not do King Zora. Xavi did Ice before turning in Rudo's letter. So that could be potential there. We haven't seen the last few checks in Fire. We know there's 2 keys on the last... There's 3 checks left in Fire we haven't seen, and 2 of them are keys.
What are the odds? The odds are 1 in 3. 1 in 3 are not bad odds.
I'm not sure if Yo-Yo bails after getting this boomerang. I think you just do Ice at this point. So there's the ring. And that being said, happy 2 hours, everybody.
Happy too. Thank you to everyone making this restream possible. Thank you to our runners, Yoyocarina and Xavi, for putting on a heck of a note for us today. Thank you to our trackers, to Moltak and Pom. And thank you to Kishi for joining me in the commentary booth.
Thank you, Tobias, for putting aside the time to not only be in the commentary booth with me today, but also restreaming, putting this whole thing and making it possible.
My pleasure.
Yeah, tonight we have an exciting matchup between Yoyocarina and Xavi. We have a Game 3 on our hands in the semifinals. That being said, we're going to figure out our first finalist tonight. First person that's going to make it into the finals. Finishing up the tournament that is S7. Very close to the end. The other semi-final matches, I don't even know if it's scheduled yet, but we have a Game 3 on our hands between Alexis and Morsoleon. And those two are currently tied 1-1, awaiting a Game 3.
So as runners are kind of retracing each other's steps at the moment, I think we can take a moment to recap what we've seen so far. The seed was off to a I can only describe it as a super quick start. We got a bunch of items that seemed useful for our main dungeons, for our medallion dungeons, really quickly. What we didn't get for a while was a hint about what song is on Ocarina of Times, but we did see a hint that showed us strength 2. A strength upgrade was waiting on Frogs 1. And that means locked by Song of Storms. Right, obviously, that's where tradition dictates the Ocarina. The tradition dictates that Song of Storms must show up on Ocarina of Time at such a juncture.
Yeah, so we are going to be seeing all dungeons here today, which is why Xavi has completed Jabu, and Yo-Yo just now picking up the lens as well as strength 2 and the boomerang, so can go complete Jabu, gets the strength 2, can go complete Spirit, which actually gets our runners, after completing Spirit, will get our runners into Ganon's Castle, which is hinted path to the tower. So we could find items in there, which we're probably going to find one of 3 items, either long shot or hover boots or iron boots, to help complete our other dungeons to get our strength 3 on the all dungeons check, that being Song of Storms. Yeah, so good thing to note is Xavi, one thing Yo-Yo was not able to do in GTG was the strength 2 checks in the back of GTG, where Xavi is going to be able to do that. And Yo-Yo has already done Child Spirit, netting himself the Mirror Shield, as well as the Boss Key and 2 small keys. So he's setting himself up pretty well for this Spirit right after Ice Cavern.
Yeah, and as we expected, since the Mirror Shield is in Spirit Temple just as we expected, Xavi will be able to complete Spirit Temple on his first go-around there. I think the boss key was on adult reachable as well. It was on child climb, as in Sunblock Room.
Yes. Yeah, as long as there's a key on adult side on the first 2 checks, then he'll be okay. Oh, Yo-Yo getting very close. We saw this yesterday, got very close and was getting bullied by the ice keys. Oh, there's a fairy right there. Gets bailed out.
Looks at the clock. It's been 24 hours. Is that Challenge Cup champion Daredevil X showing up in chat? Whom? That looks like it.
Challenge Cup champion. Congratulations, finishing 2-0 in the finals versus Tenacious Toad. Worked his way all the way from group stages to brackets to finals, and finally the champion of the Challenge Cup series.
By my count, losing exactly 1 race in the process.
Oh, that's insane.
Sorry.
So now with our runners converged here, Xavi having completed what Yo-Yo has, and Yo-Yo completing what Xavi has, Yo-Yo is pretty much a child spirit ahead of Xavi at this point.
And a Jabu behind.
And it, yeah, you are right. I completely forgot about that Jabu.
Yep.
I can imagine after this spirit probably dipping over, finishing the rest of the child checks that you have available, as well as completing Jabu. Oh, there's the long shot.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
So
that's welcome.
that means the hover boots are available somewhere else. We need the hover boots to logically cross the wasteland. We know we're not going to get hover boots that are... The hover boots cannot be long shot locked. The hover boots cannot be here in spirit. Or
Xavi did show us
in
GTZ
Castle.
strength locked, right?
Yes, and there was nothing in there.
We have seen the first two of Shadow as well. On the
That
list, that is hinted
mean
foolish.
Ganon's Castle does have the iron boots.
Yes. And 20. Yeah, Deep Fire and 20 Skulls. And Treasure Chest game are kind of our options there.
Now, I didn't see, was there a small key on adult side? I don't think there was.
No. Otherwise he wouldn't be out of there, so he is going to have to go back in there as child. Oh, was there?
I was just looking on Yo-Yo's side. Oh, there's another big chest. We know this can't lead to anything at this point. We kind of have our path to the finish. Gold scale.
Lap dive?
Well, now you could just skip you could skip inside Ganon's Castle potentially altogether. You're just looking for hovers. And hovers can't be inside Ganon's Castle.
Good point. They can also not be in Spirit Temple at this point, though, right? Because
No, they
Requiem
cannot
is
be
in.
Spirit.
So the gold scale thus can also not be pointing us, for example, at lap dive for the hovers.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, at this point, you just need to rush the boss. Yo-Yo doesn't understand that, and I'm curious to see if Xavi figures that out as well.
With the gold scale in hand, I think, yeah, you walk out of there. It's a 90% chance that you don't even need to set foot in IGC until you actually can beat the trials.
Okay.
All the junk major items are just concentrated in Spirit Temple, I see. And Longshot as well.
Yeah, there's the long for Xavi.
No, Strength 3 you can't find because it's on Frogs 1.
Yeah, Strength 3 is hinted on Frogs 1, which is the reason why we're doing all dungeons to begin with.
Okay, so hover boots can't be inside Ganon's castle. You know, OGC is foolish. We know...
there is a key on
yeah.
the hillside.
Okay, so 20 skulls, deep fire, TCG is kind of our candidate set here.
Yeah, we could do a bet for hovers.
Bet for
I mean,
hovers,
there's
here we
really
go.
not many hints, or not many checks, but yeah, it has to be before Wasteland. It can't be in water. It can't be in Spirit. It can't be in Ganon's castle.
Bets are going to close as soon as the first runner finishes the Twin Rover fight. There's another biggie. What the hell, game?
A bottle.
Okay. Jackstronomy bidding fire hammer chest because fuck you, that's why. End quote. That's accurate.
That is 17 tokens for Xavi. I know Yo-Yo was in that same ballpark for tokens. 20 skulls can very much have our hover boots. The bad thing is Xavi's going to miss the boss key. So he's gonna full clear Spirit and probably last locate that boss key. So he's not gonna save any time in here. He also didn't grab the mirror shield?
Yet.
Yeah, I don't think... I will say, Xavi doesn't have the fire arrows marked on his personal tracker, but it's marked on our tracker. I don't remember where fire arrows were. I think... Oh, they were in Deku, so he definitely knows he has them.
Yeah, he's definitely got them.
What's bad here is if Xavi really thinks that Dins is hard for the... He's probably thinking that the boss key is just on Child's side. Which, if he goes Child, he's going to be losing time, but he will eventually get the boss key. Okay,
He's
so
agreeing fire arrows, we're good.
And that is Twin Rova finished off for Yo-Yo. Will be the first one inside Ganon's castle. Thing is, he should just rush his medallions. or not his medallions. He should just rush water and Jabu completion, and honestly, probably just go start looking for the hover boots. But this will tell us if he understands the logic.
Damn, Xavi not even bothering with the 2 checks in child climb here.
Understandably so, it's going to pay out for him.
Well, that's what we know.
Yeah, we know that. He probably thinks it's just it's faster to do these checks while adult instead of last or going child for potentially no reason. And seeing that boss key, now he understands.
All right, Lowe's betting. Let's see where those hover boots end up. Time for gold scale water on Yo-Yo's side here. Risking it for the biscuit.
Yeah, there's a 10% chance that iron boots are hard required here. Both our runners having gold scale from Spirit. It's going to make things pretty nice, hopefully. Best case scenario, you see Bosky in one of these first 3 checks.
Take those odds. And yeah, Xavi is at 19 skulls on the dot. So the canonical 20th skull is, of course, on the top of Imba's house. So that'll be it for skull collection from Xavi, and he will be able to see if 20 skulls is the answer for him here. So Nocturne, check 20 skulls. Serenade, check Water Temple. What would Water Temple?
Now, if Xavi understood the logic here, he wouldn't be doing this last check. The last 3 checks in Spirit. He's going to see the big chest. He's got to know by now that irons are inside Ganon's castle. Alright, that is our first key.
And final check in Spirit for Xavi before the boss fight. Second key on the compass chest.
So we saw 2 empty chests and 2 keys.
Fishing for boss key here and nothing else, obviously. Water is foolish. So that's not it. Vanilla boss key will be next on the plan.
I guess this is a... Okay, it's going straight Dark Link loop.
Interesting.
I wouldn't say casino. It's really just you
It's a
have
handful of
limited amount
checks.
of checks, yeah. You've got you've got Fire Temple, you've got King Zora, you've got 20 skulls.
Treasure chest game.
Treasure chest game, yeah. I swear we didn't see composer torches, but I guess I'm wrong.
The trials can't have the hover boots because the access to Ganon's castle is hover boots locked.
We have 2 keys left in fire and 1 check left in fire. So if you're going back into fire, Yo-Yo doesn't know it. All Yo-Yo knows is that there's 2 checks and 2 keys left in fire, whereas Xavi did Pierre in fire. So Xavi knows there's 2 keys and 1 check left in fire. So for Xavi, going all the way up fire is probably not the best idea when looking for hovers, but it just could have it.
He's gonna prioritize other locations that are a bit denser for him.
Yeah, he's already at 19 skulls. He's gonna get the 20th skull in Kakariko, so probably knock that out while he's at it.
Most are always since have been eaten alive by trial since Alkaline Ace. So there are no really spicy always hints today, and that's finally the boss key for Yoyocarina. On Darklink is the most annoying place, honestly.
Yep, so that is spirit completion for Xavi. He's not going to step foot into Ganon's. He knows he probably doesn't need to. He's just going to start looking for those hovers.
Yep.
Once you get those hovers, you could just go mode the rest of your dungeons and go get Strength 3 and go beat your trials.
Ah yes, go mode Shadow Temple. Also known as Shadow Temple.
Which he doesn't know that the first 2 checks in Shadow are dead. There's a dead item and a key.
It's not daytime. It's not nighttime, so Xavi is probably just. What's he looking for? Uh-oh.
I'm not sure. Blue Fire. Okay,
no.
So he wants to buy Blue Fire for King Zora. So he's just trying to clear up all those loose ends.
Oh, droughting.
We know that Haunted Wasteland is dead, so it's not going to be in Haunted Wasteland. Plus, you need the hovers to cross to Haunted Wasteland, so there's that.
I didn't know that Red Rupee respawned.
Yeah, as long as you go in a door and out, but if you go into the grotto and come back out, it's not going to respawn.
Oh, because same loading zone.
Yeah.
Anyway, one more skull, so Sunsong it is.
Yeah, so that's water completed for Yo-Yo. He's gonna go to Ganon's?
Sure looks like it.
Ganon's is only gonna net him iron boots, and when he sees the irons, he's probably gonna be thinking, huh? And then he's gonna hopefully realize that the hovers, they can't just be anywhere. Yeah, Ganon's also has Blue Fire. 20 skulls
20
is
skulls was
nothing.
not the answer. Going child?
Maybe TCG?
Likely. Oh, Lex. Yeah, but then going child.
I can imagine this is probably a quick TCG. He just saved, so maybe a quick TCG, and if it's not in TCG, probably just goes and resets right away.
Yep, and then goes and walks up to King Zora.
Oh, I love it. All the Lon Lon ranches, Rudo's letters. I mean, Market is Path to the Tower. Maybe it wasn't hinting towards the Dins. Maybe it was hinting towards the Hovers. I mean, we have no idea at this point. There's the Ice Arrows. But Yo-Yo's going to be able to knock out some of these trials as he goes, which is understandable here. You can just knock whatever you can out. You could do 2 of your 3 trials.
War.
Ah, that's right. Ice Arrows, tap to Bongo. Easy.
Let's see about that treasure chest game. We start with the left. I'm still in.
Left, right.
We continue with the right. I'm out. Mage Eye is still in and is out.
Right.
Left, right, right. Miss Dagger is still in.
Wayfaring Fox is still in.
Miss Dagger is at a 50% chance of winning now. And so is Wayfaring Fox. And both of them are out.
It was left, right, right.
Left, right.
Left, right.
Treasure chest game has the hover boots!
That
Go mode
is
for Xavi!
Go mode for Xavi. That's...
He doesn't know he's in go mode yet. He's going to check water immediately. But we know he is. We'll never need to step foot into Ganon's castle until he needs to clear the trials. And Yo-Yo is about to be eaten by a light bike. Or not. IGC's on the path to tower because Iron Boots. To beat Water Temple, logically.
Yep, Yo-Yo has one more trial he could dip into. It's going to be the Spirit Trial. And those are going to have the Iron Boots, which we know are not needed. He thinks it could be the Hover Boots, but knowing logic here is going to save you so much time. But then again, Yo-Yo is able to knock these trials out as he goes, so it's not hurting him too much. But Xavi's going to be able to just do them right away. Very clean Spirit Trial. And big chest. These are the irons. Okay, now Yo-Yo goes straight to Temple of Time. Okay, now this is probably Yo-Yo going to Jabu and clearing out Jabu. He could be doing TCG beforehand.
I would assume doing TCG beforehand, but that would still not absolve him of having to do Jabu. So it's a Gomo Jab. It would be a Gomo Jabu versus a Foolish Water Temple in terms of who has what done already. I think Xavi comes out ahead in that comparison.
I believe so. That Jabu is still going to take you around 8 minutes, not including the travel time to and from. Even the best runners, they still take about 8 minutes when doing all checks.
And some trials, but that is all moot because Yo-Yo did not end up doing treasure chest game here.
Yeah, this is unfortunate because Yo-Yo is also going to be checking Lab Dive. He doesn't quite understand the logic here. And yeah, I get it. We're able to break this down because we're not playing. We don't have the pleasure of playing this all dungeons 3 trials seed. But our runners, they have to play and think about this stuff on the fly.
By the way, Miss Dagger was the first person to bet treasure chest game. Congratulations for getting it right.
Miss Dagger getting a 1 in 32 yesterday and winning the bet today for where the hover boots are. Don't you think I forgot? How do you get those skins that Xavi has? I don't remember where you get the skins. I'm gonna be honest. There is a GitHub. There's a link somewhere. There's a document or a sheet, a Google sheet that tells you what you can and can't use for racing or what you can use for casual play. But man, I just don't have that information, unfortunately.
I tell you that the Hylian modding community is really active on GitHub, but I can't say any more than that. Zelgist MX, yes, this is both the same seed for both runners because they're racing. They're racing to see who gets to solve or who manages to solve the puzzle first, basically, and who plays the video game better.
Yeah. I was trying to actually explain this game to a coworker of mine, and they pretty much summed it up to, okay, so you get to play the game that you like and solve a puzzle. And I said,
yes, that is exactly right.
Yes.
This is it is a dopamine machine for my ADHD brain. Exactly that.
I will say there's nothing better than rolling a fresh seed and starting out, and I thought I got unaddicted to this game around the time I had my kid. That's not the case. I think I'm more addicted now than I was then.
Hope your kid's doing well, though.
Oh, she's swinging and she's sleeping.
Excellent.
At least nobody is using Big Chungus. Yeah, Big Chungus is a model that you could use. It's actually a race legal too, which is just insane to me. You teaching the kid vanilla or rando first? Vanilla, of course. And then shortly after rando,
And then we are forgetting about the fact that MQ ever existed.
No, I think by the time they get to that age, every dungeon is gonna have multi Master Quest 2.
Isn't that just Gold Quest?
I think it is. Pretty much. Just start implementing all the ROM hacks into Rando. Yeah, that's going to be a multi-world team, Jax. Baby Oak, Baby Potato, and Mini Ella. Or Ela.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna clean house. Second generation OoTR players. At live events where you have different Zelda communities present, you can also very clearly see that just every community has its average age.
Yeah.
The Link to the Past runners, basically all Gen Xers. The OoTR players, all of them millennials. Well, exceptions to every rule, of course, but you know, OoTR players mostly millennials. The Wind Waker runners, freaking Zoomers.
I mean, Wind Waker's still fun.
Oh, Wind Waker is amazing. Okay, Audra, you might be one of the exceptions. I'm not sure.
Kyrie is a Zoomer. I think that just means you need to pick up Wind Waker more, Kyrie. Why is Xavi and Go but still doing Stone Shadow? Great question. Strength 3 is hinted on all dungeons, and you need Strength 3 to complete your trials. So Xavi is just has all the information and items he's gonna need for Go mode. So he's just finishing things out.
Yeah, then I'd add on that that Yo-Yo also has done some trials already. I don't know. I think Xavi is maybe about 3 minutes ahead. It's not too far away, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's considering if Yo-Yo directly goes to TCG right after finishing Jabu. He also still has, he just got Saria Song, and he still has to go do the Saria Song. I mean, in his head, he's probably thinking, okay, there's child cleanup that he could do. There's Saria Song checks that he must do. Or he doesn't have to, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And Busky. No, there are 3 trials that are enabled and 3 trials that are not. The enabled trials in this case are... come on. Shadow, Water, and Fire trial. Alright. Jabu done for Yo-Yo. And Shadow done for Xavi.
I'm so sorry. I have work emergencies, so I'm just finishing up a phone call. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. An emergency of the pizza kind. The worst kind of emergency. And there is treasure chest minigame from Yo-Yo, and I think Xavi will be done with water tempo when Yo-Yo is about maybe maybe at a halfway point of Shadow? We'll see. Yeah, Cheddar, Miss Dagger will need to play the lottery because honestly, solving 2 treasure chest games in a row is a 1 in 1024 chance, and maybe you need to play some lotto.
Alright, sorry about that. Power just went out completely. So, we're all good
Again,
now.
pizza emergencies are a problem.
They truly are. Alright, so, looks like I missed the rest of Shadow Temple.
That is correct.
And Yo-Yo picking up his Go mode?
Yo-Yo picking up Go mode. Yeah, Yo-Yo went to treasure chest game and is now on the way to Shadow Temple.
Yeah, this the trials and all dungeons really being a seed extender here, even with our pretty quick start that we had. But Yo-Yo now being able to complete Shadow was able to skip a couple of checks. This is still probably a little close here, depending on how Xavi routes the Water Temple, because Yo-Yo got that boss key relatively quickly.
Yep. Also, I need to correct myself. It wasn't Miss Dagger who needs to go play the lottery. It was Bones D73. Apologies.
What did Bones do?
Get both treasure chest games right?
No way.
Yes way. It's a 1 in 1024 chance. It's, yeah.
What?
Look, I'm a programmer. I know from binary numbers.
Wait, it was the same for both runners?
Yeah, which is really, really odd. It is not seeded. It's randomized.
Well, it does look like Xavi's going to get the boss key actually relatively early, just like Yo-Yo did. But the thing is, Yo-Yo has a shadow to do, whereas Xavi still has to do the 2 trials, has to go get Strength 3 after Going Child. It's just so many back and forths.
Yep. Darkling down for Xavi. And Xavi's boss keys here. I think that's like Xavi going for Darklink loop quickly might be the decision maker here.
Yeah, they both had a little bit of an issue with Darklink. Yo-Yo wasn't able to get the kill pretty quickly. And Xavi looks like he was a little confused about Darklink. But gets the quick Morpha kill. Now it's just a quick path. Head over, go grab your Strength 3. Well, the thing is, you still gotta go Child, you gotta go Song of Storms. Cool thing is, you'll be able to grab that Song of Storms and just walk right over to the river and grab your Strength 3.
It is another going child and then going back adult, but you know what? We'll take it.
Yo-Yo not being able to get the one cycle. It's still those iron boots coming into play, so going into the IGC saved a little bit of time here, but not as much as clearing those Ganon's checks has lost him. Do we know exactly where Strength 3 is, or is that Storm's locked? It's on Frogs 1, so it's Storm's locked. So Xavi's going to grab Song of Storms here. Now the thing is, Xavi is still 2 trial completions behind. Yo-Yo was able to complete the water trial and the shadow trial in the time that he was in Ganon's castle. Missing irons for tracker percent for Xavi. Unfortunately, he's just not going to get those irons. And that's okay if your average seed is 3.5 hours. That is A-okay.
We all started somewhere.
Exactly. As you can see, our runners are about to hit the 3-hour mark themselves.
All right, so storms obtained for Xavi. And so is Strength 3 just now. The Iron Boots were inside Ganon's castle in Spirit Trial. Nobody cares about the Iron Boots.
No. No, those irons not coming into play.
I would also say, just, you know, the reference. These runners just did what amounted to as close to a world tour as you can get while saving yourself a trip to the well. Plus trials, and they will be done with this seed in a little over 3 hours.
I mean,
there is a reason. There is a reason why these two are in top 64 semifinals.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no question the skill of these runners. We've seen in between this series of 3 matches, we've seen comebacks, we've seen insane boss fights that had seconds to spare. And now we're going to see, between the two, who's going to be able to finish and make it to the finals. That's kind of true, Kalo. If we didn't get the hint that Strength was on Frogs 1, this is an entirely different seed. An entirely different match. Very nice quick bongo for Yo-Yo. Gonna be rushing, going to get those storms. Meanwhile, this is the time that Xavi needs to catch up with the trials.
This corner is so annoying. There you go.
Yeah, I can imagine bottom of the well would have been done first in this case if that storms was not hint, or the frogs in the storms wasn't hinted. So you would have seen an official around the world. I don't think that hovering actually helps with the water trial. I think the height from the jump, like Kalo said, is required.
That is correct. On to fire time trial. From the ice box into the volcano.
So this right here with Shadow Trial completed, this does guarantee that Xavi is in the lead by what I'd say probably about 3 to 4 minutes, something like that. Yeah, with our runners converging and what they've done, this is now we're able to tell.
And I think this is a really good opportunity to say happy 3 hours. And give one last shout out to everyone making this stream possible. Thank you to Yoyocarina and Xavi for putting on a heck of a show for us tonight. Again, putting on a clinic as to how you beat basically the entirety of OT Randomizer in just over 3 hours. Thank you to our tracking team, Tomaltak and Palm, and thank you to Okishi for commentating with me.
Of course. Thank you for putting this whole thing on, being the restreamer and commentator in the booth with me. It couldn't have been easy.
It's been a pleasure. There's strength 3 for Yo-Yo.
Yeah, not quite tracker percent. Xavi skipping the iron boots, which are skippable in this seed. But really close. Yo-Yo was able to get that tracker percent there.
Well, we're missing Ferora's Wind here. Technically.
Oh, Ferora's. I wonder where Ferora's is. Probably light trial.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, that or deep fire.
Ugh. Irons are not always irrelevant. There can be seeds where you need the iron boots to get into Central Pillar in Water Temple. There can be seeds where you need the iron boots because you don't find the gold scale or the silver scale. So no, irons aren't always irrelevant.
Alright, we got a Ganon fight for Xavi. Or Ganondorf, sorry. Ganondorf fight for Xavi. Nice, quick work.
Yep. Doesn't look like it's going to be a French-only final, no.
Nope, with this, we're going to have ourselves a German versus a French runner in the finals. That being said, of course, if nothing crazy happens in this Ganon fight, Xavi is more than likely going to finish here in the next minute or so. And our other semifinal match, which is Alexis versus Morsoleon, that's still waiting on a game 3, but both of those being French runners is why we're saying it's going to be a French versus a German in the finals.
When did that kind of pairing ever cause a conflict? No, Chris, that's the same joke I just made.
Oh, I guess Yo-Yo did not complete the Shadow Trial. I thought he did. God damn it, Kalo.
Anyway, so get your GGs in chat for Xavi after apparently chat has devolved into a meme fest for a moment. Get your GGs in chat for Xavi, our first finalist in this tournament, and the person who carries my prediction for this tournament bracket. Which is specifically called Imagine Xavi Making It to Finals, Kappa. Alright, let's get him in here as well. I think Xavi is already in the waiting room. Here we go. Welcome in, Xavi.
Hello, hello. Thanks.
GG's, congrats on making it to finals.
Let's go.
Imagine Xavi making it to finals.
Oh no. Yeah, your predictions are going well, huh?
Yeah, you're carrying them.
We were talking about in chat, what if that strength was not hinted on Frogs 1? Like,
I was thinking about that while I was in Go mode. I'm so happy it was hinted. Like, that's insane. Like, if it's not hinted, why would you rush that?
Well, you're also carrying on the tradition of making all of your brackets game 3s and taking it into the game 3.
Yeah.
You're just ensuring to give us the maximum amount of content available.
You're welcome. So how was the race? Any?
a great watch, honestly. Went one way and the other. I would say you had a slightly more thorough or a slightly more helpful route by going up Death Mountain Trail this time.
Yeah, no way I skipped that with hammer and shoes. Come on.
No, not with hammer and shoes and shop as well.
Yeah.
Just like the shop really made the difference there. Whereas Yo-Yo went child after a look through Kakariko, which meant that Yo-Yo didn't have the hook shot the first time around. And the song as well, which I don't quite. Sorry. It is past midnight, or very close to past midnight.
It was Prelude, I think, in Crater.
Yeah, which is just convenient for routing.
Yeah.
So that was helpful. It was also really helpful that I think that you got strength 2 when you did. That I think helped you a lot. Yo-Yo was waiting for that strength 2 a lot longer.
The lake one?
No, you were up the strength to an ice cavern. I mean, that was your strength 1, but that's the one that Yo-Yo picked up after dipping Child Spirit. So
he did Child Spirit. Oh god.
Yeah, this seed really came down to once you get into Spirit and you see there's long shot in there, then you know hover boots can't be anywhere beyond that point in the seed.
Yeah.
And
I knew that, and I still did like 3 unnecessary checks in Spirit.
Yeah. It's okay. We totally didn't slam you for it.
You did, right?
Have to fill more than 3 hours of streaming somehow.
It's called Bully the Runners. No, it really just came down to you find that long shot, and do you know the logic once you find that long shot? Because you need the hovers to cross. So then
that's why I didn't go to OGC. Like I had a hint for that, but why would I go there? Like hovers can't be in castle because I need hovers to cross. So I needed to check kind of early checks. And I skipped a lot of them, so I was really scared.
Yeah, you skip Ocarina minigame.
The classic.
Trying to think of some other. You never checked composer grave chest, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
You still had one more check in fire.
Yeah, 1 check in fire, Sun's grave, Kokibi's sword chest actually. I think
Really?
1 check in Valley?
Yeah,
I think 1 check in Valley. Yeah, waterfall. Yeah, I was going for that. In my child cleanup now.
GG's as well to Yoyocarina finishing in 2nd place here, about 5 minutes after Xavi. And congratulations, Yo-Yo, for making it to among the 4 best runners in this tournament. GG's. And commiserations, obviously, Yo-Yo, that your road ends here, but again, among the 4 best in this tournament. And that's no small feat.
Absolutely not. No, we saw some of the most insane plays throughout these last 3 games in this series, and that is how Yoyocarina got his nickname Yoyocarina, because he just goes for it.
Did he do Valvagia with 3 hearts and no shield?
He had 4 hearts, but he had a Goron tunic, so...
Oh, okay. Not so this time.
This time we were saying that it's actually a relatively nice vacation Volvagia. You get to not worry about it too much.
Yeah, that has to be a better feeling than the Volvagias he usually does.
Oof.
No, I mean, he was doing it with 4 hearts and no shield and stuff. I saw that in race 1, I think. That's why
Yeah.
I meant that.
In race
Yeah.
1, he did 4 1/4 hearts with no shield. And then last race, he did 4 hearts and exactly 7 bombs. So it had to be perfect. And
Yeah.
sure enough, it was. So walk me through why you picked Shop Sanity for this match.
I don't know. I just wanted to play shops. I was kind of happy that he picked Trials again. And then I just picked something I like. No real strategy behind it.
Just pick a setting that you like. And
Yeah.
really, I guess it comes down to it. Some runners will sit there and study their opponents and figure out which we know who we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But hyper. And then some runners were just like, these are the settings I want to play, so this is what I'm gonna play.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, imagine picking settings that are fun to play.
Also, banning bomb shoes?
Yeah, I was tired of bomb shoes and logic. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to get rid of that.
I mean, Bosches and Logic didn't really help you yesterday.
Yeah.
They were all locked behind Kokiri's sword anyway, so...
Yeah, and the bomb bag then. There was a bomb bag directly in Takuchi, so...
Yeah, they were like... Yeah, anyway, let's not dwell on yesterday's seed. Do you have any questions about today's seed?
Not really. Did he farm 20 skulls?
He was close.
Okay. Yeah, when I saw all the stuff in the spirit, I just thought, okay, I have to get skulls in case Havas are there.
No, it was funny. We had I mentioned that you had picked up no skulls by the time you were in Fire Temple, and then directly afterwards you started picking up skulls. I was like, okay, just prove me wrong.
Yeah, I think I didn't skip too many this time.
No, you got just enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, congratulations. First finalist decided today for the Season 7 tournament, the standard tournament here. Now you just get to sit back and watch Game 3 of the other semifinalist match, see who you're playing against, Alexis or more Soleon in their final match. They're doing a Game 3. Don't know when that's scheduled for, but should be here shortly. With that, I think I'm going to pass it back to Tobias, finish us off for today.
Well, all that's left for me to say is thank you all for watching. Thank everyone who made this restream possible one last time. That'll be our runners, Yoyocarina and Xavi, putting on a heck of a show for us. Our trackers, plural, Tomaltech and Palm, and my co-commentator Okishi. And since we don't have a stream live at the moment, I'm just going to make an executive decision and rate you over to a wonderful Twitch channel called Adorable Kittens, which does exactly what it says on the tin. So let's go and watch some Just Catting streams. Come on, Twitch. Help me.
You got this.
Yes. I got this. Anyway, over to the end card. Thanks for watching. Bye!